Hi, welcome to the YVC self-guided placement process. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to the process and help you be properly prepared to enter the appropriate information when you're asked for it. Notice that I said placement process, not placement test. That's because you will not be taking a test at all. We will be using your past grades, the last math class you passed, and your own self-assessment of your ability in order to find the most appropriate level for you to begin. In this process, we are trusting you to give us reliable information. So let's take a quick look at the process from beginning to end to familiarize you with what you're going to see before you get started. The placement office will send you instructions on all the steps to follow, including what you will need before starting the process. You can see that we will need your last math class, the grade you got in that class, and your high school GPA. When you have gathered that information, follow the link provided in the instructions here. When you get to this link, you'll follow the instructions as indicated. You'll enter your student ID, your first and last name, and the last math class you remember passing. I've selected Algebra 2 because it happens to be the most common class that high schoolers complete. Your class may be different, so make your selection from those options. If you're a Running Start student, you'll have to select the status for Running Start, otherwise you're just a regular YVC student. When you select Access Diagnostic, it will open the placement assessment page for the math level that you indicated you had completed. Once you start that, you get some instructions. You go to the first question, and here you will select the grade that you remember getting in the class or your best guess, say a B, and then select the next question when you have responded. Again, we are depending on your honest answers to our questions in order to place you at the best possible level for you. So select the grade GPA range that you remember from high school and then select the next question. Now you'll be given 12 problems. The solutions will all be completed for you to see. And then this part of the assessment, it requires you to take some time to select what you think best describes your ability for problems of each of the types given. Do you think you could have done this type of problem without even seeing the solution? Or is the solution all you needed to remember how to do it? Do you just need a brief lesson? Or do you need a full lesson and practice in order to do this type of problem? Once you've selected one of those options, then you'll select next question, and you'll do the same thing for each of the next 11 questions. We know this type of self-assessment is not easy. If you tend to be cautious, you may underrate yourself. If you're extremely confident, you may tend to overestimate your ability. It's good to be aware of that in yourself and do your best to give as accurate a self-assessment as possible. Once you'll go through this with each question. So I'm just going to next question. You can work your way through one question at a time. Once you complete the self-assessment of your abilities on the 12 problems, the next screen, which says question 15, provides you with a Submit and End button to select. Your results will then appear and your math level will be given. A list of possible courses for various levels is shown. The class you select at your level will depend largely on your area of interest and will be made at some later point with the assistance of an advisor. Referring back to the placement instructions, you are now directed to email the testing center to notify them that you have completed the assessment. Here is the testing services email address. Make sure you include your name and YVC ID number. The YVC Math Department wants you to have a successful educational experience, and finding the right class for you is a good start. Thank you for providing the information possible for us to do that. Now that you're familiarized with the process and know what you need before you start, we hope you feel prepared to complete the assessment and wish you all the best.